What's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick Strength and Power. So the 2024 Chicago Pro Prejudging just wrapped up, and it was an interesting one for sure. The first call out had 8 guys in it, so we're not going to pay too much attention to that very first call out because there's a lot going on. It's really hard to kind of pay attention and focus on any one guy because they're moving these guys around so much. They're doing so many different comparisons. There's so many guys on stage. So for the sake of this video, we're mostly going to focus on the 4-man call-out at the very end of prejudging. However, in that first call-out, I did want to list off the guys. So Stanimal did make the first call-out. You had Liang Yan on the other end there. You also had, of course, Tim Budesheim. You had Mo Fuda was in there. Nathan Epler was in there. Hassan Mustafa was in there. Sarhan, Vlad Sukaruchko, and like I said, Liang Yan. So those were the 8 guys that made the first call-out. Phil Klahar did not make that first call, and I would say for like the second half of this 8-man call-out, Mo Fuda, Vlad Sukaruchko, and Tim Budesheim were really the main 3 guys that they kept in the middle, probably more so Mo Fuda and Vlad Sukaruchko. So let's go into the 4-man call-out here. So this will be your top 4, including Nathan Epler, Tim Budesheim, Vlad Sukaruchko, and Mo Fuda. So really big for Nathan Epler. I was happy to see this. I've talked a lot about Nathan in the week leading up to the show. He came from 212. I thought a lot of his updates have been looking really impressive. Not the biggest guy in the lineup, but really, as I described it the other day, a clean physique. Very conditioned, very nice lines, very nice flow. Just a pleasant physique to look at, and I think he looked fantastic here. Now, this is a really difficult one to predict. They had Mo Fuda, who's in the red trunks, and Vlad Sukaruchko, who's much darker, right next to him. It seemed to me like they were comparing them the most and had them in the center the most. And then, like I said, if you go back to that 8-man call-out, it seemed like Mo Fuda was in the middle more than anybody else, the guy in the red trunks. He's an Egyptian bodybuilder, and I think he looked fantastic. I really hope that for finals, though, he comes back with a darker tan. He was, like, by far the lightest guy in the lineup, and I think he did look really impressive, but I really think the lack of tan was really making him, it was really doing him a disservice, I would say, because Vlad was so dark. Even Tim Budesheim, who's not really the darkest guy, was significantly darker. Nathan had a nice tan. So I hope for finals, Mo Fuda comes out a lot darker. Now, honestly, of all the physiques in this top 4, Nathan is my favorite, but I don't think he's going to place 1 or 2. I think Nathan is looking at 3rd or 4th. And I thought Tim Budesheim looked really good here. I think he looked comparable to Vancouver. Just based on the way they were moving these guys around, though, I really feel like he's not going to be in 2nd. It seemed like they have him in 3rd, and it really felt like the movement in these call-outs was Mo Fuda and Vlad Sukaruchko for 1 and 2. But, you know, looking at Mo and Vlad, in the back poses, I feel like Mo is really narrow compared to Vlad. His back looks really weird and just not very wide in some of the back shots. So I kind of felt like they had Muhammad in the lead, but I feel like he loses both back shots to almost all of those guys. But he was huge. He's got huge arms, big chest, good conditioning, crazy quads. I mean, just monstrous quads. And I'd really like to see him, like I said, come back with a better tan to compare better with a guy like Vlad, who had a really dark tan. But Vlad looked great. He was in great condition. Just kind of an awkward physique. Like I said, going into this show, it's kind of a mixed bag of competitors. Very different physiques. We got guys from all over the world that we never really see and have never really seen compete in the same show. So it was a really diverse lineup. I think that was evident by the 8-man call-out. For the first call-out. I haven't seen that in a long time, an 8-man first call-out in open bodybuilding. I think that really shows that the judges were like, look, all these guys look pretty good, but we've never seen them next to each other before, and that first call-out seemed to last forever comparing these guys because it's just like such a weird group of guys. So We'll see what happens at the finals, but my feeling was that they were comparing Vlad and Mo for 1 and 2. And I feel like just because of those back poses, if they were comparing Vlad Sukaruchko and Muhammad for first and second, I think because Vlad would win those back poses, I think the argument would be for Vlad to win. I thought Tim also looked really good here, though. I kind of want him to be in the top 2. This is a difficult one. This is a really, like I said, diverse top 4. But for me, it really did feel like the judges were leaning towards either Vlad or Muhammad. And I would say, I guess if you had to pick one of those two, I would say Vlad, because he would win the back poses and I think win them pretty decisively. But then also Vlad kind of lacked like deep striations in the chest. His midsection's kind of weird. His lower body was in great shape, and we saw that going into the show. I don't know. Honestly, with this one, I feel like it could go any which way in this top 4. I thought Nathan, even though he's like the smallest guy in that top 4, I feel like you could make an argument for him in the top 2. But I think based on the way the judges had these guys, he's not. Honestly, I really don't know with this one. Maybe I would say the judges are leaning towards Vlad, but this one's really hard to tell. And I would say, I do want to compliment, I thought the lighting was really good. I liked the fact that they really like darkened and dimmed the backdrop. So when these guys were posing, they stood out a lot more. And Tim Gardner, the promoter of this show, I know with some of his shows in the past, he has done, you know, the big crazy bright LED backboard that takes away from the competitors. So he definitely, I feel like, made a conscious effort here to make a dark background to make the guys actually stand out more. I think we should appreciate that, because when they listen to what the fans say, I think it's a good thing, and we should point it out. So I think this is a case where the promoters were trying to listen to what the fans were saying, make a dark background, make the lighting good, and I think they did a good job with that. And I also wanted to say, I don't know if you guys were watching the live stream and listening to the music, but credit to the DJ. I thought the DJ did a phenomenal job as far as every time a different competitor came out, they would like smoothly transition into a new song. So these were not their, you know, their final routines where they get to pick their music. This was just prejudging, and the DJ had like a different song on deck every time somebody came out and just smoothly like mix them together. I thought it was a really good DJ. So overall, really well produced show. I'm very curious to hear you guys, what your predictions are based on this prejudging. I'm sure there's going to be a ton of different people that you guys are picking to be the winner here. If I had to pick one, I feel like the judges were leaning towards Vlad. But I don't know, maybe Mo. Maybe if Mo comes back with a better tan, maybe Mo wins it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you back for finals. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, click that bell notification icon, all that good stuff. And as always, I love you guys, appreciate you guys. Nick Strength and Power, signing out. Alright guys, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. Also check out my Instagram at NickStrengthPower. My Facebook page, which is simply Nick Strength and Power. My secondary YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Vlogs, for vlogs and bonus content that you will not see on this channel. And consider subscribing to my third YouTube channel, Nick Strength and Pokemon, which is all things Pokemon and trading card games, completely unrelated to this channel. So if you're into that, give that one a look. And all links to merchandise and social media will be in the description box below. If you guys want a Nick Strength and Power t-shirt, that will be in the Shopify link below. Have a great day.